shouted back. If you don't open the door and behave like an adult, I'll kick it down.
There. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the kitchen, which you see when you're doing the workouts. We are here and we are ready to try this. Oh my God. Parents, let's hope that this goes as well as we hope. We're in the kitchen. This is the kitchen. We always do the workouts in there. So we are ready to show you how to make some delicious raspberry. Well, we have raspberries. You can use any berries or you can leave out the berries.
You can even be blueberry muffins.
They could be blueberries as well, but these are super healthy. My lads bring them to school and have them for their little loan every day. So we'll show you how to do it, and then I'll pop up the how-to on the thing as well. While we're waiting on Ali to come back from the bathroom, I have my laptop going. I'm hoping that I'll be able to stream live and see your comments and your questions, because as part of this, what I want to do is I want to talk about food with the kids. Yes, so I want to talk about food and learning about food and learning about fueling your body. Let me just make sure I don't knock myself off live here. So hold tight and can I see us? So kids, as you know, the first thing you have to do is go wash your hands. I'm letting the kids bake, so I'm going to do this tutorial just going slow so that the kids can get baking. The ingredients, you already know what you have to have. That list is up. Let me just see, can I see myself live? Videos live. Am I live there now? Bear with me. I've never tried to see myself live at the same time, because the videos are way over, the camera's over there. Right, Al, you're right. Yeah. So cool. What we're doing is we're making berry muffins. Al is on this side. Kids, getting organised. What you need is you're going to need 2 bowls, right? So I'm a real organised human. I can't cope being disorganised. So you're going to need 2 bowls. You need your little weighing scales, right? What you will need then is a small spoon, a big spoon, and a fork and a knife. Well, these are like YouTube queens, right? So you need small spoon, big spoon, fork and knife. Get that ready. 2 bowls. See, it doesn't matter the sizes. We're using these ones because that's what we own. We don't have any fancy bowls, but sure, look. Who cares? These will do. So I'm going to talk the kids through and let the kids make and bake while I try can I see myself live without knocking myself off live. A fork and a knife. Oh, okay. So if I turn the sound off this, I actually think that this might work. So I'll be able to see your questions that are coming in. We're baking with you from Roscommon. Great to have you. The lads are here from Burris, the Rebels, the O'Sullivan Rebels. So it's great. So as the kids are getting the bits and bobs, I'll be able to answer any questions. So first thing I want to teach you guys, for the kids, is there's no such thing as good and bad foods, right? So we have to think of food as fuel, like diesel for your engine, because your body works like the engine of a car. So I don't want you to learn from the word go that there's bad foods and good foods, because if you learn that foods are good and bad, right? When you eat the bad foods that you call bad foods, you end up feeling not so confident. But what I want to teach you is that every food has a place. Right, and what we call bad foods, or that we say you shouldn't have, you shouldn't eat, they all serve a purpose and they have a place. So what we would traditionally call bad foods, I want you to think of those as foods that you can have every now and then, because you know what, having McDonald's or having a treat, having pizza and chips, they're all very, very relevant and they serve a purpose, and it is really nice and really enjoyable to sit with your family and have a pizza and chips. We just don't do it very often. But if we call them bad foods, then you don't enjoy the time sitting with your family. So what I want to teach you is, I want to teach you that there's foods that will give you rocket fuel, and foods that you should only have every now and then, and they don't give you as much fuel, like petrol in the car, as they would. So what we're baking today is a really super diesel food. That this is a really good thing to have before you go training or after you come training, or moms and dads. You know, when we're collecting them from school and we're dropping them to 800 things because they've more of a social life than we have. These are super. They freeze brilliantly. I'm no cook. I'm no chef. I do like to bake when I get the time.
Like I have them in between soccer and swimming.
Ali has them in between soccer and swimming when we're going from one activity to the next, because they freeze really well. So I'll talk talk while the kids get going. Right, lads, kids, with your weighing scales, right, the first thing that we're going to put into one of your bowls. So we're going to put our dry ingredients into one bowl, and we're going to leave maybe the glass bowls for the wet stuff, right? So get your dry bowls, right? Now, my lads are going to weigh out 200 grams of porridge oats.
And before you do this, wash your hands.
Yeah, they know that, yeah. So what you got to do on your weighing scales is make sure that your weighing scales comes down to 0 and that it's in grams. Now what they have to do is they have to weigh out 200 grams of porridge oats. Now porridge, guys, boys and girls, I don't like eating porridge.
But it's really good for you.
I don't like eating porridge
Wait, how
like
many
for
grams?
my breakfast. 200 grams, right? 200 grams. But I don't love eating porridge because I don't like the consistency of it. But porridge is like a super 201 will do. And kids having 197 or 205, it doesn't matter, right? So I was saying that porridge oats are an absolute unbelievable superfood and a brilliant to put in as a recipe. So we're using the porridge oats as what you'd have as the flour here. The next thing you need to do is you're going to put in your baking powder, right? Now the baking powder is used to make the buns rise. So you need a teaspoon and a half. So a teaspoon, everyone knows there's a small spoon. Now my two are not to fight.
Because you spoon it with tea.
Yes, not to fight because you just wait your turn. So 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder into your bowl. That's next. So 1.5. And I can have a look. The O'Sullivans are here. Juno and Seamus are here from Galway. Great to have. We're baking. That's the lads in Boris. Great to have you. The lads from Monaghan, Hannah and Katrina are in. Kira McAvoy is ready with the girls. Okay, so a spoon, 1.5 spoons. Right, and they don't need to be huge spoons.
Is this 1 or is this 1.5?
That would be 1 1/4. So pop it in and then pop another little bit in. Right, the next thing you're going to do is get your salt. Right, and into this bowl you're going to put your salt. You need a sprinkle, like a little bit of salt. So
Like the amount you put on your chips.
Yeah, when you're having chips. So not too much salt, just a little sprinkle, maybe half a teaspoon. Now we always have chips and pizza in this house once a week, and that's what I'm telling you.
It's good for your sugars. It's good sugars.
Well, okay. So what is really important for the kids to recognise is that it's actually really fine to have a pizza and chips. You're going to need a tiny bit more than that, Mill. Did you put in?
I put in a
right.
good
Mill
piece.
needs a little bit. Now what you need to do is grab your big spoon, right, and you need to give that a mixy up. Now this the mixing up is the best part. Yeah, the mixing up is the best part.
I'm one of the pro bakers, you know.
Oh, actually, we're going to need another bowl. You need another small bowl as well. So sorry, you need one more bowl. I forgot about that. Okay, so that's the mixy up part. Okay, when you have that mixed, okay, when you have that mixed, or if you want to spend another second mixing because that is the satisfying part, you can put that to the side. Right?
Goodbye.
Okay, now take your spoon back out because you need your spoons. Yes. Who else we got? The McPhillip boys in Wexford are excited to bake. Well, I'm delighted to show you these super energy, really power fuel muffins. Right, the next thing we're going to do now is I want you to get your wet bowl. Okay, so grab your wet bowl. And now we're going to start mixing some of our wet ingredients. So you need your weighing scales again and bring your weighing scales down to 0. And this is where we put in our butter. So before you put on the bowl and then 0 it.
I think I did something.
You just need to 0 it again. Now what Al did there is she just changed the unit of measure. Yeah, tare brings it back to 0. So sorry, Ali. Let me see. You're in the wrong unit of measure there now, and we're going to bring it down to 0. So we just said it's 0. Right. What you need now is being really careful. You're going to need your knife this time because what you have to get is 115 grams of butter. So 115 grams of butter. Just using your knife, right? Slice down through the butter. So you would want your butter a little bit soft for this. Maybe our butter might not be soft enough here. We might have to put it in the microwave for just
or use a sharper.
A little second. So 115 grams of butter.
150.
115 grams of butter. The O'Neills are ready. Layla from Wexford is ready to start. Sinead O'Shea is here and Ellie is watching. The O'Brien, hi Fia, Fia's cooking with us, and the McGilligans are cooking too. So kids, 115 grams of butter.
15 or 50?
1, 1 and 5. So I was telling the kids that we need to learn not bad foods and good foods, but we need to say foods that we should eat a lot, that will give us lots of energy, and then foods that we should have only every now and then. In this house, how we try to do it, we have pizza and chips. Okay, you've got a little much there, Al, so you got to take it back. We have pizza and chips once a week, and we wouldn't do a McDonald's. Whoa, great, on the button. We wouldn't do a McDonald's on this. We would either do McDonald's or we'd have pizza and chips once a week, and I think that's really healthy and a really good way to do it. The other thing that we would do as well is we try have one treat every evening, don't we?
Yeah, a treat in the evening.
A treat in the evening. So we stay with having rocket fuel during the day, and then in the evening time we'll always try have a bar or a bag of popcorn, and we think that it's important to enjoy that treat and make that a treat that's really tasty. But if you could just have one a day, you'd actually be really fueling your body really healthily, and really importantly fueling your mind. Right, how are we going on? We're not ready yet with the 115 grams. We're almost there. Mill needs to take a bit off. And Myra, Cody, Maeve and Darrow, Cher watching. Great to have you guys along. And if you have any questions, right on the button. Okay, now what we have to do in this bowl is we are going to mix in 2 big spoons of honey. I know. So this is what makes it nice and sweet and tasty. So what we have...
I love squeezing in
We love honey. Honey is so
when it's so
good.
still.
So honey is a really good source of sweetness that actually has really, really good...
And it's also great on pancakes.
Great on pancakes.
If you haven't tried it, you
healthy.
should.
So honey is actually a healthy thing that gives a nice sweet taste that is really good for your insides, really good for...
And it's really tasty.
But it's really good for your immune system. You know what your immune
I love
system
when you have a
is?
sore throat and you get to eat all the honey.
But honey is really good for your immune system.
I'm not a big fan of
before,
honey, but I'd eat it.
Okay, one sec. Before that you pour in your honey, I need my girls to break down their butter. So using your knife, this is going to be super satisfying. Using your knife, chop down your butter into blocks.
I thought you just put
because if not, it's going to be too difficult to mix. Okay, so 115 grams of butter. Now don't chop off your finger, because I don't want to eat a muffin with a finger in it. That would be not so good, would it? Oh, they're cooking. So Finn and Aoife are making these for Martina's birthday. Happy birthday, Martina. And I know it's Tiernan O'Brien's birthday today, because Tiernan was our friend and we met Tiernan in antenatal classes. That's how we knew Tiernan years and years ago. So chop your butter into squares so that it's soft. Now our butter here I think is going to be a little hard, so I might have to do 5 seconds in the microwave just to make it so that we can mix it. So if your butter is a little bit hard still, get your mum, or if you can do it yourself. Now it's only going to need about 5 seconds in the microwave.
Chop it all up.
We're enjoying the bacon. So Mary Dwyer is with Dara in Fuchstown and they're enjoying the bacon. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, Ali, and you won't be able to reach, I'm going to open up my microwave, which is here. Oh kids, I never told you to turn on the oven. So
Turn on the oven.
Okay, so sorry.
180 degrees.
Shush. Yes, oven goes on 180 degrees. I forgot to turn on ours.
It's the oven switch.
That's the oven switch. So turn on your oven at 180 degrees and just leave it warm up there. I should have told you that, but I'm not great. This is my first bacon, and sure, look, I'm only figuring it out and trying my best not to murder the children in the process, you know? So the oven has gone on. Sarah, Maria and Laura are enjoying hearing about the treats. Yeah, and you know what's really good for the kids to know as well? Right, we broke Ali's butter down, just made it a little soft.
Now I can chop it up.
Okay, Ali needs to push. Okay, Millie, give me yours. Alright.
I find mine pretty easy.
Okay, I'm just going to give it 10 seconds in the microwave.
Oh, really? I have to put it in the microwave.
Yeah, so once you're... Okay, listen up for a sec. Once your butter is nice and soft, what you need to do is you need to put in 2 big spoons of honey to make it nice and sweet. So Ali, you can rock on and use the honey now, and then Millie will do hers in a second. Okay?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my butter is chopped up well.
Okay, 2 big spoons of honey.
Oh, I don't know how you do this.
Yeah, okay, so you're going to pour in 2 big spoons of honey.
Okay.
And Mill, you'll just wait. So honey is a really good, a really healthy option. We're using the squeezy honey here, but we're so lucky. There's a guy living near us and he has his own bees. And we're able to get...
really tasty.
It's really tasty. So we're actually able to get honey off him. But honey is really good when you have a sore throat. And super good. I'm just going to speed you up there, Ali. Pour that in. Because the kids at home might be waiting on us. So you got your butter, make it soft. And now what you need to do is using your fork, right? Using your fork, you got to give that a right mix.
Can I use a spoon?
Use your fork, because your fork will break down your butter better. Okay, so I'll get going on hers. Now, of course, if you have a mixer, you can use the mixer. So I have a mixer here as well. So what I'm going to do is mix one of the girls with the mixer and let Al work away on hers, just to speed us up. So now what you're going to do is you're going to mix this all up, so it's going to turn all the butter and the honey together. I'm just going to leave your spoon there for a sec. So I'm just going to use my mixer, one of these yummy me bobbies, and I'm going to give that a little whizzle up. So just give it a right mash up. Okay, so I'm just giving that a mash up so that it look like this. Okay, so you hold on. How's Ali's going? Look, come here, Ali. I want to do yours. Right, so, because not all the kids are going to have one of those food mixer yolkies. So really all you're doing, right, is using your fork like this.
It looks like mashed buds.
Yeah, it kind of looks like mashed buds, but this is the satisfying bit.
Don't make me eat it.
Because it's really important that all the kids learn how to make nice things. So we would say that these are a great option to have before training, because they've got rocket fuel. The porridge oats gives it rocket fuel. And after training, if you felt a little hungry, because often what happens to us is we end up going training or going swimming, and in the car coming home, we're always starving. And sometimes, the moms will be stressed and the kids are starving, and we then say, oh, just get the bar of chocolate, just get it. And we'd be after cashing in on the treat a bit fast that day, wouldn't we? So these would be a right idea to have in your little bag in the car, because they freeze really well. So once your butter and your honey are mashed down really well, it's now time to crack the egg. We love cracking eggs, right?
Oh yeah.
Right, grab the eggs there, Al. So you need 1 egg, right? The eggs are just beside the fridge. Yeah, you see, 1 egg each. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to crack in your egg, right? Crack
the liquidy one.
No, into the butter. Yeah. Okay, so no, your egg goes into your butter mix. Okay?
Well, that was a close one.
Is cracking eggs not the most fun ever? Yes? Right, get your egg in there. Now you need your fork again, and you need your power muscles. You need your whizzing up muscles, and give that a whiz up. Yeah, sorry, Alan, just put this in the bin. Great, so you got to give that a right old mix up. Super. What degrees is the oven, please? Sorry, Anne, the oven is 180 degrees, and she's tipping away there now. Mary and Ryan, you're doing a super job. Kids love this, and it's great for them. Well done, Arts and Crafts Next. You're very welcome. Making is really good, and I think it's a good way to teach the kids about rocket fuel, and especially teaching the kids as well that there is no such thing as bad and good foods. Foods are foods, and every different type of food serves a purpose. So pizza and chips is really relevant. Easter eggs on Sunday are really relevant. And
we're allowed to have Easter eggs, special day.
Yeah, and it's important that we teach the kids not to associate guilty or feeling fat and ugly because they eat certain types of food. What I think is really important is for the kids to learn that food serves a purpose, and if we can get them eating more of the rocket fuel during the days, and then the treats in the evening, they actually learn to enjoy a treat and not associate with feeling crap. Now, at home, I know your mums and dads are looking good, but this looks like gone off curdle.
Chopped up banana.
Like it looks like gone off curdle, and it's supposed to look like that. So I don't know, can you see this? I'm going to move around here and show you, right? So it kind of looks a bit like puke. It's supposed to look like puke. Yeah. So it's supposed to look like puke. It doesn't taste like puke, but it's supposed to look like puke. So make sure that your butter and your egg is all mixed up. I'm going to give this one a little whiz in this yolky here. And take your time, we're not under any pressure. Okay, Ali, do you want to give yours a little mix in that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so bring it over and give it a little mix. So this is what it should look like. And remember, it should look like this, yeah? Okay, that's Lily's. Okay, with that bit done, you're doing amazing, everyone. Caitlin, Ava and Alicia are baking in Cork. How are you, lads? How are you? And don't forget, we're going outside at 12 o'clock. We're going to make use of the great weather whenever it's there and we are outside. So, now take this bowl and put that bowl over and move it out of your way so you get ready for the next little bit. Okay, now this is the banana bit. Right? Yeah, the banana bit. What you're going to do, you need 2 bananas each. Bananas! Bananas always make me think of the Minions. Yeah. So, bananas. Now what you need to do is, this bit is so satisfying if you're anybody, a kid.
Break it up.
Right, what you need to do is, your job is to make the bananas as mushy as you humanly can. So get them in there, and your hands are clean, so don't be afraid to just go... Get in there.
This is what we were born for.
This is what people are born for. This is what your hands are for.
Monkey stew.
Your hands are clean. It's like making a mud pie, but this mud
So
pie
I just
is actually
squash it up. I should just squash it up.
Squash it up with your hands.
Squash.
Squash it up, and everyone has a teacher, right? So you're going to squash it with your hands first, because that's a cool thing to do. Yeah, get your hands in there and get it right. Yeah, isn't that satisfying?
Ew.
Isn't that?
Yeah.
It feels like Play-Doh or...
It feels like I'm getting fish pedicure on my hand.
It feels like you're getting a fish pedicure on your hands. It's far from fish pedicure on your hands. This one's weird, I'll tell you. Right, now, yes, get it nice and mashed. Nice and mashed. Put your second banana in. So your 2 bananas are gone into that bowl. You're using your fingers, right? You can always wash your hands. These are kids, you're supposed to be a bit messy. It's your job. Yes? The internet and the hills of John's well, can you post the recipe? Absolutely, we will post this recipe. No problem whatsoever. Absolutely. So, put your second banana in there. I can grab your second banana.
Can you peel it?
Seems you drive me bananas. Yes, I can. Bananas.
Banana.
Brilliant. Brilliant. Hi from Oren in Ferrybank. He's loving this. This is great to hear. Oren, I hope you're getting those bananas good and mashed. Once you have your bananas mashed, you can clean your hands.
Yeah.
We be carrying the tea towels in our pockets like this. That's where we be hanging when we're baking. When I'm baking, I always have tea towels. I could have about 4 different tea towels hanging off me jeans and me pants, and I do be cooking like that.
Wet towel, banana towel, dry towel.
Okay. Once you have your bananas squished with your hands, right? Once your bananas are squished, you're going to need to get the vanilla essence. Right, vanilla essence just gives that beautiful sweetness, and it makes everything taste. Oh, it smells of fairy buns, but the little bit of vanilla essence is really good because all the rest of the ingredients are natural ingredients. You have a towel right there beside you. Are natural ingredients, and you know what? They're like, if it's natural, everything we've used here is natural ingredients so far. So we're not doing pretty. We're doing okay. So what you need to do now is you need to put in half a teaspoon of vanilla essence. So the teaspoon is the small one. You're going to do half a teaspoon of vanilla essence and put that into your banana mixture. Alright? Banana mixture. Eva says the first time she's ever seen you without workout gear. Yeah, I don't often get out of workout gear, to be honest. No, I lie.
It's very rare to see.
Well, I do. When I'm doing the kids' stuff, I'm in workout gear most days. But it is nice to get out. On Saturdays and Sunday, I put my jeans on.
Ma'am, is that enough?
Half a teaspoon. Yeah, in it goes into the bananas. I put my jeans on to remind me to stop eating like it's Christmas. Okay, just half. Once you have half a teaspoon in, get your forks again. And no, you need a little more, a good half now, because it gives it a punch of taste. Yeah. There you go, get it in there.
Put in that much?
Well, I think you have enough. Alright, now get your forks. Give that banana and the vanilla essence a right old mash up. Yeah, a right old mash up. Huh?
This isn't satisfying anymore.
This isn't satisfying. Well, you know, everything needs a bit of work, doesn't it? Super
That's fine
stuff.
for you to sit there.
Hi
and
from
watch it.
Neve in Kilkenny, Neve Fields, whose birthday was last week. I hope we had a good birthday, Neve. I think it was the week before, Neve. I think you were 11. Hi from Sinead and Roisin in Kerry. I hope you're enjoying this make and bake that we're doing. Give it a right, like you're making a mud pie out the back. Mud pies, are they not the ultimate?
Okay, then let's just do the thingy dummy and I'll shake it up.
Remember when Ali made a mud cake when we went on before we went on holiday and came back and it was dry as a rock.
I know, but mud pies are amazing.
And then Jessie knocked
mud
it
pies
over.
are amazing. Right, now once you have that mix, bring back your butter mix, your butter and your egg and your honey mix. Okay, bring back your other bowl. Now chuck your banana mix. Keep your ingredients, keep your utensils nice and tidy and organised, because if not, it will drive your mother mental. Yes? Right, mix in your bananas in with your fluffy puke.
Fluffy puke mixture.
Now mix
everybody.
up your fluffy puke, give it a right old stir up. Yep. And help your mums by putting the bowls in the sink as you go, because you know.
This kind of reminds me of one of the slime videos.
Yeah, this is like making real life slime videos.
Now
This should be on YouTube.
This is edible.
Yeah, this should be on YouTube. Lily and Kate holding in. I know they're from Bennett's Bridge, loving the bacon. Well, girls, you're going to love the taste of these so much. And like that, it is really important to find.
I bring these to school every day.
Ali brings these to school and she has them for little loan every day, and they give her that little punch to get her as far as lunchtime. And then for lunchtime, what we bring in the winter is we bring pasta in a flask. We cook pasta and we put it into a flask, and it stays nice and warm. And they do it. Millie doesn't have that often.
I kind of sick.
Yeah, so Millie doesn't have that. Millie is not the best for eating different bits and bobs, but she's definitely getting
I find
better.
foods that I like, and when I like them, I don't eat other foods. I just stick with them for like a month.
So our Millie, we have to get Millie on the diesel fuel a bit better, because Millie will eat a plain slice of bread with nothing on it in school, and she looks like Orphan Annie. Yeah, right. We got that mixed up. Okay. Now what you need to do is get back your porridge oats. So go grab your porridge oat mix. Now you can decide: are you pouring the porridge into the banana mix, or are you going to pour the dry into the wet, or the wet into the dry? It's up to you. You girls can decide.
I'm being into this because it's
Okay, well you might need the bigger bowl, right? Yeah. And then you need to use your muscles that we've been working on all week, right? And you need to get in there, hold your bowl with one hand, and give it a right old mix, a right old stir.
That's my thing in the world. This is like that's right.
Get in there. It's like making slime, except we're not on YouTube and there's not some annoying YouTuber wrecking me bowls. Isn't that right?
normally the crew reckon you.
I think you should use a spoon. I'm not sure if the fork works that well. We lost the wooden spoon. We lost the wooden spoon, didn't we? No, they didn't. We just lost it. So we're doing great. Everyone is doing great. And if you have any questions, make sure you send them in. Kids, if you have questions for your moms, and I can answer them on that. So you need to use your muscles now, girls, and really get in with the mixing up of that. Right? Yeah. So
Mine is coming out in balls of. Oh.
yeah, it should be. So you need to give it a little bit more of a mix there. So all of the kids will be the same. Give me your spoon. Right. It is going to. It smells really good, doesn't it? You can smell the really good sweetness. So it is going to be still very, very dry as a mixture. So I'll come around here and I'll show you what Ali's looks like. Mill, you keep stirring yours. So at the minute, it's like this. Yeah. So does that look like yours? But we are going to add in the yogurt, and we are going to add in the berries, and that's going to make it a little bit wetter for cooking. Right? So you need to give that a right stir. Mill, how's yours going? Kids, take your time. We still have half an hour to the homeschool hub. Yeah, of course. So I'm mixing Mills. Again, it is a bit dry. It's a little bit dry, and
I prefer mixing with a fork.
do you prefer the fork? Well, it's really important that you figure out what you like, and just because I say do a spoon, if you prefer a fork, you are a person with a mind, and you can say, well, I actually would like to use a fork. Yeah. So once your mixture is mixed, are we okay to move on? No, Deirdre O'Connor said, did we forget the flour? Deirdre, there is no flour in this recipe. This recipe is done using the porridge oats. So your mixture is like this, right? So far we've used in one bowl porridge oats, baking powder, and a pinch of salt, right? In the other bowl we added in the butter, we added in the honey, mixed that together first, and then we added in an egg, right? We're after mixing those two together. So the beauty of these, what I'm showing is this, these are made with porridge oats. So it's the equivalent of giving the lads a bowl of porridge before training, but it's a little bit easier to consume. No, consume is the wrong word. It's consume what you say when you eat it.
No.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Right, we have this. The next bit we're going to do, right, is grab your yogurt. Oh, mine is in the fridge. Yeah. Okay. So we're using Glennis natural yogurt. We're using this here. You can use any type of natural yogurt, right? What you need to do is put in four tablespoons of this, right? So
Whoa.
Again, this is a super source of healthy ingredients. Natural yogurt is really good for your gut health. My kids, if I asked them to eat a spoon of natural yogurt that on its own,
tried it in first class.
they would throw it back and it would hit me between the eyeballs. But this is it bloody
Right
would.
here, look.
So this is a great way of getting the natural yogurt, which is amazing for their gut health. The bacteria that's actually found in natural yogurt is super for gut health. So this is a great way that I do trick my kids into getting it into them, because my lads would slap it back at me so quick. So now, with your yogurt, you're going to put in I need to give that a little mix. You're going to put in 4 spoons, right? 4 big spoons of natural yogurt. So you're going to put that in. Okay, I need to go to the bottom and give this a right mix. Hope I haven't forgotten an ingredient. Nah, I'll be fine. So, parents, you'd whisk these up. These would take me probably to whisk up maybe 10 minutes. I'd usually do a big batch on a Sunday morning, and that would get me over then. So 4 spoons of yogurt. Al, do you want to do your own yogurt? Okay. My lads don't like the smell of this, and it does smell a bit gross, but it tastes amazing in the buns. Right. 4 big spoons of that.
When there's an ingredient you don't like going into a thing, you just don't want to mix it.
But your mom tricks you into having it. The next thing we're going to add is our berries, right? So we have these frozen berries defrosted, right? So we need to open this. Al, hang on a sec.
These frozen raspberries.
Okay, we use raspberries because my kids will tell me back, I don't like them. I made them once with strawberries, frozen strawberries in it, and Ali wouldn't eat them. So we're sticking to the raspberries so that Ali will eat them, and I won't murder it. Okay, so with your yogurt in, what you want to do is chuck all your berries in. Well, okay, so you can use a fistful of berries, right? We like a lot of berries in them, so we just chuck in the whole bag. You can decide to do less or do more. You can use fresh berries.
I'll pour them.
Yeah, you can pour them in. So you can use fresh berries 100%.
They smell gorgeous.
Yeah, 100%.
Summer.
You can use any berries, and you don't need berries if your kids don't like the berries.
Someone asked, can you use fresh berries?
Yeah, I answered that. You can use fresh berries. Thanks for that. Now, what you need to do, this is your last step, right? I want to put that in the bin out because I like to work organised, good stuff. Now, what you need to do, right, is give that a right mix up, and this is the last step of your muffins before we get them into the oven. So give this a right mix up.
The best part about the berries is that sometimes they get crushed and all just turn pink.
But like if the berries get crushed, because that's what will happen, right? It just gives it.
And don't worry, if you don't like the look of it, because the berries after being crushed, it still tastes fine.
No, they taste amazing.
Yeah.
So don't worry that your berries get a bit crushed.
Said, well done, Donna and the girls. Looking yummy.
Yeah, these are. Well, wait till you taste them. So give that a right mix, right?
And then
they do look yummy.
Can you use fresh berries?
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure. Thanks for reading those, Mill. And it's great that I can see the questions. I might try to use the laptop when I'm doing the workout so I can see the names a bit better. We're outside today, don't forget, we're outside at 12 o'clock. Right, so kids, you need to give this a right mix up, right? So that my mixture now looks almost like it's a Halloween, blood and guts for Halloween, right? So all my berries are getting a bit squashed. Some stayed in like a whole berry, but others didn't. But it really looks like a big pot of blood and guts from Halloween. So when this has a right mix, right? That's the last step of what you need to do.
I mixed it all into my hand.
Ali, you need to mix yours a bit better. Take your time, kids, because you're not under any pressure or any rush. This is the last step, and you want your blood and guts mixture.
Can you?
Yeah, I'll give Ali a little go. So you need to have it looking all mixtured. You need to have it looking all mixtured up. That is not even English. I think I need to watch the Homeschool Hub today and learn some proper English. I'm looking forward to going outside. It's really sunny here in Kilkenny. I hope it's sunny. It was dull earlier and I was thinking, oh no, the weather forecast might be a bit wrong. Every day that it's really fabulous, we are outside, yes? Every single day. Okay, once you have this mixed up, girls, you need to get your baking trays. Now keep your big spoon and keep a knife, or use 2 spoons is almost easier. So if you want to grab 2 spoons, girls, it'll be easier. So come bring over your stuff there, Anne.
I'll do this for you.
I'll do this for you, yeah.
Look, there's like a bun at the cup. There's a marker of a bun here, but it looks like pasta.
It looks like it's pasta.
Croissant.
Who knows what it is? Right, you two, back you come. Back you come.
I'm gonna get 2 spoons.
Okay, so you can. The best way to do this is using 2 spoons, I think,
Have to go like
and scoop it into your trays.
scoop.
Right. So you have your bun trays. Maybe one of the mums will be able to tell me. I don't know if you use a bun case, if it'll do the same. We put these into these bun yolkies, and when they're cool, they come out just grand. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show the little lads. Right, what you want to do is to spoon it in the best way, right? You want to put some on one spoon and then using your other spoon. So a nice serving, right? And put it in. Now, I'm going to just come closer to the camera to show you about how much you need to put in. Right, so you can see that my bit is not over the top because the baking powder that we put in with the porridge oats, that makes it rise. So you can see I've spooned in. My little bun tray is nearly full, but there's still a bit of room to go. There's still a bit of room that it can rise nicely. So spoon in your mixtures. I'm pretty confident that the amount we've used will fill your bun tray. My bun tray has how many there, Millie? Multiply 3 times 4 for me. 3 4s. Do your 4. 3 4.
16.
No, 12, Millie. 12. It's not going so good.
Pause.
But that's okay. Pause. Go again, Millie.
Pause.
3 times 4.
Wow.
12. Yay! And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Pause.
Come here.
16.
When you're on the spot, it doesn't matter. Like doing show and tell, and you're on the spot, or teacher asks you a question in class. Teacher always knows that when you're being asked a question, that you're on the spot. And just because you might have given the wrong answer, the teacher knows.
I remember last year in the
It's
class,
okay, kids.
I got all the sums right in my copy, and when I had to correct the sums, I had to write it on the board. I got it wrong.
Yeah,
I got the next one wrong on the board.
Yeah,
I got the
that
next one
happens.
wrong, but I had them all right in my copy.
Yeah, that's what happens. But what's really important that we learn that doesn't define whether we're good or bad, or that doesn't define anything. That just means in that moment that I couldn't think straight because I felt a little nervous.
Like a little.
And that's okay too, isn't it?
I don't know what.
Well, if you strive to always be perfect, you're going to have a pretty miserable life because nobody is perfect all the time. Right, so how are you getting on with the putting it into the bun tray? I might have a little bit left over out of mine, and I might be able to give my buns a little top up.
I have 9 so far.
I
I'm
have-
smoothing out my buns to the top.
Yeah, just say.
So I was seeing what happens if you smooth out the buns in the thing so the top is nice and smooth. What will happen? Will they grow nice and smooth?
Well,
or will they just grow all over the
The
shop?
baking powder is the rising agent. So with the baking powder is going to make them rise. But they won't rise too much. They'll just rise the correct amount. Okay?
Yeah, I love when these buns are big.
So I have a little bit left over. So if, like me, you have your trays full, now what you can go back doing is go back and put a little topper-upper on your buns. So use what you have to put a little
I've
topper-upper on
topped
it.
up most of my buns. Like,
Super. Good girl, Mills. Someone leaving a parcel at the door? Okay, will you move your bowl there for 1 second? Super. So I have enough to go back and put a little topper-upper on some of my buns, but I'm not going to be too worried because they're going to be a grand size. Where did you go?
What?
Was there someone at the door? Huh? Oh, you're stopping the dogs barking. Oh, I thought we were getting a parcel. Right, I'm ready to go nearly. Now, lads.
sleeping back there. It's
Okay,
like vibing.
now these go into the oven, just be careful doing the oven bit, alright? Get your mom's help or whoever's with you if you need the oven bit. Now, these go into the oven somewhere between 20 and 23 or 4 minutes. My oven is a bit crap, it's a bit old. So, my buns need a little bit longer. How you know is if they're brown, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to put them into the
Do we
oven.
have one in the freezer to show them when they're done?
No,
So what it
we
looks
can show
like.
them. We can show them when we do the workout later on.
Oh, yeah.
So what you need to do now is put them in the oven between 20 and 23 or 4 minutes.
And then you can have these after the workout.
and then have these after the workout. So my
That's what
buns,
they're for, like, or before the workout.
My oven is crap, so it takes a little bit longer. So how you know is if they look brown. So I'm just going to wait on Ali's, and if you're putting in 2 portions, right? If you're putting in 2 portions like we are, it will take a little bit longer as well to bake.
The bigger the buns, the longer they take.
Well, it's sometimes as well because it's to do with the convection or something in the oven.
What's the convection?
It's like the amount of heat that's in the oven and the science of cooking food. Yeah. So,
Okay, I need to learn that.
okay. Mil and Al, get your buns into the oven.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
And try not to get burned.
Okay, make sure that you don't hit off anything. Ali, open the oven.
I'll go on the
side
top,
to side.
okay?
Okay, side to side. And set your timer. We're going to check our buns in 20 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to check the buns in 20 minutes. And then what we're going to do is we'll check the buns in 20 minutes and we'll decide if they need another couple of minutes. So like I said, these are an amazing source of, like, it's the equivalent of giving the kids a bowl of porridge with some fresh berries, some natural yogurt good for their gut health. There's a couple of spoons of honey in there. Okay, there's a couple of spoons of honey in there, and then bring it up to 20.
Okay, I'll wait.
Wait, no, I can't take my finger off now. Right, we're going to check ours in 20 minutes. So if you look at the ingredients, like we had butter, which is a good source of, it's like unprocessed in the block form. It's you know, like life is too short to be thinking about that as a bad source of food. You've got porridge oats in it, you've got honey in it, you've got yogurt in it, you've got berries in it, and you have a pinch of salt. And this is a really, really, really fantastic way of giving them a good source of nutrition that's tasty and good for them. And as well, kids, you have to remember that it is really important that we keep it balanced. Remember what we talk about food as diesel for your engine. Your body is like a car, right? And the better quality diesel or petrol you put into it, the longer your body will last and the better your engine will work. So you wouldn't put cooking oil in your car and expect it to drive. So we have to think of food like that. Is this a good source of diesel or is it a bad source of diesel? And what we're cooking here now is a great source of diesel, and that will make your car engine go for a lot longer. Really super. Claire Butler wants to know where to get my dungarees. These dungarees are about 800 years old, and I think they were from River Island. But I did see Next do dungarees. I'd all be looking online shopping. Next had dungarees. Next is closed at the minute, but Next had dungarees. These ones are River Island, but they are. They're about 8 years old. Ruby has them in the oven and we can't wait. Great, Rose in Kerry. Well done, Ruby, and I'll see you for the workout later on. You're doing absolutely mighty. So in 20 minutes, what you need to do before I log off is you need to leave them sit in the bun trays till they're really cool. And when they're really cool, then they literally just pop out. And once they're cool, you can freeze them and they last for ages. But like I said, kids, really important that we learn good foods, diesel, good diesel and bad diesel. You have to learn to enjoy the treats when you're having them and not feel bad about them. And because if you learn to feel bad about them, then you're only going to eat them and make yourself feel like low in confidence. So I recommend, as a fitness professional and a health professional and as a teacher, that we get to the place where we enjoy one treat a day. So my lads have their treat in the evening time. We have pizza and chips or a takeaway once a week, and after that we have dinners with pasta, we have dinners with spuds and roast chicken. We sometimes, the girls would have fish fingers, or we do like fish, and we like fish cakes, and the rest of the week we try eat like really good sources of fuel and diesel. But we always, really importantly, enjoy our takeaways, and that's a really good as well. So a real good tip is enjoy your pizza and chips and your takeaway, but leave it to once a week at the weekend. Have McDonald's or the pizza and chips, but try not have both, because it's, remember, you're still putting the diesel into your car engine, and if you put in the not so good diesel, it still stays in your body till that diesel is used up. So it's about working your insides and making them feel really amazing. Thanks, it was great fun. Sean loved it. That's great to hear, Patricia. We're delighted. Can you use blueberries in place of raspberries? Absolutely. You can use anything. We've tried it with strawberries. Siobhan White says that Anna really enjoyed the cooking with us, and Karen Rice said Deirdre Rice is in London. Deirdre, I hope you got to see that. I will download this and pop it up onto YouTube, since that's where all the kids are watching all the stuff on YouTube, and I will keep bringing you like I want to call these, I don't want to call them healthy recipes, these are called so that your mother doesn't lose her marbles recipes, when you're saying I don't like that, I don't like that, I don't want that, I'm starving, I'm
You
this.
can call them raspberry.
Yeah, and it's really good, and kids, I'll keep bringing the recipes that you guys can cook along with us here, because I have to be able to do stuff that my own kids can do, and I'm not really that fancy when it comes to cooking because life is a bit short. So buns in the oven, homeschool hub in a few minutes. We're going outside for our 12 o'clock workout. Me and Ali are going to bring the soccer ball so that we can do our drills with the soccer ball and the Gaelic football. Millie isn't into soccer and she isn't into Gaelic football, so when we're doing the sports bit, Mill is going to jump on the trampoline. So if you have a trampoline, you can do that as well.
They have such natural.
Yes, and the other thing as well is, don't be panicked if you can't see me on the screen. I'll do lots of talking in today's video because thankfully Ireland is sunny today and it might be difficult to see. So all you need to do is be able to hear, and I'll talk you through it. Bring out your bottle of water, and we'll have right crack in the sun. And any day that it's sunny, we'll nip out the back. Orla Mar says, missed the start, do you grind the oats? Orla, you can grind the oats. You can grind the oats. I used to grind the oats first, and then it was just another step I got rid of it. It made no difference in the end. You can grind the oats if you want. Kevin Cummins says, thanks Donna, the Cummins gang are cleaning up, we had great fun. That's brilliant. Kevin, all the lads in Tip, great to see you, and I'll see you out the back there for some real solid fitness and skills training that we're going to do at 12 o'clock. I'm looking forward to it. I'll get my tracksuit on. I might put my shorts on, you wouldn't know. And out we go. So thank you everyone for joining us. Enjoy your buns. We'll see you at 12 o'clock to see what they look like. Make sure you let me know. Make sure you tell your friends that we did this, and we might do one every Wednesday morning. Maybe we'll see how we go. We'll see if I don't lose my marbles. Well done, you're so welcome. Thank you all the parents for your kind words. Much appreciated, and we'll see you at 12. See you lads.